Should be good, should be good. Ready to go. Locked in and loaded. There goes the open of today. One thing this week today we do have news at 10 a.m. So definitely gonna be looking out for that. But seems like today's just a bullish day, but we'll see. We will see. Strong opening candle this morning. Strong opening candle this morning. NAS is taking out previous day highs right here. So depending on how we react here is gonna tell me whether I want to take NAS higher or not. If we sweep these highs and we just dump towards the downside, right, I'm gonna just take sells to target these leftover gaps that we have here on the 1 hour. See here we have boom, imbalance slash gap right here, imbalance slash gap right here, so we can just take those sells, target that. If not, and we continue aggressive pushing to the upside, then we're going to target these areas up here. This area is already filled. We already filled this here. We already tapped into it. So this is going to be the next major area. We can see we're rejecting here as well. Something to look at. Yeah, we got up and got straight into it, honestly. But look at that manipulation right there. Let me let the Discord know that I am live. They should know. NAS looks good today. For those of you that are in here, anybody took any trades this morning? Anybody took anything on the pairs? I haven't looked at the Forex pairs just yet, but anybody did get anything there this morning? I know we've been kind of selling off to the downside. Everybody took some nice sells from that supply zone that we talked about. We already made the low. Pretty good sell off there on UCAD. I still think we can come into here on UCHEF. We're probably gonna mitigate maybe around here, to be honest. This is not as strong of an area as the other area is. We're supposed to mitigate that and then go lower, but we didn't do that. So probably just gonna pull back into the 70 here before we get another push lower on you, Chef. Just kind of glancing at these real quick, letting the markets kind of open up and settle down on the other side before we get back into it. Gold's looking pretty nice. I think we continue going higher. We already tapped into the 71. We get a nice structure to the upside. We've swept liquidity here as well. Lead that. Nice pushes towards the upside. We're seeing nice impulses. So definitely think we can go higher. Be a nice demand zone there. GJ looking good for an accumulation. All right, let's see what these bad boys are doing. So we swept previous day highs right here. This was yesterday. Yesterday we came into this 1 hour imbalance / gap right here, and we rejected. This morning so far, what we've done, we've swept Asian lows. We have London session lows that's kind of maintaining today, and we've swept previous day highs. So now that we've swept previous day highs, one or two things is going to happen. Either we're going to continue seeing impulses towards the downside, and we will take those impulses lower once we see those gaps start coming in here. We do have some 1 minute gaps, but as you guys know, I'm not trading the 1 minute gaps. All right. I'll leave that to the I'll leave that to the degenerate scalpers. All right, you guys got that. I'm a respectable scalper, right? We're gonna trade the 5 minute gaps. All right, so yeah, just waiting to see if we can get some more impulses lower. Then we'll probably take it lower into these gaps here, or maybe even targeting London lows if the market wants to come that far. If not, right, let's say we just start bouncing back, right? That manipulation is over already, right? This is the manipulation. So if we start seeing some impulses back towards the upside, I will continue buying this market for the rest of the day. Okay. ES has not taken out its highs yet. But we have the same gaps down here. We'll probably take ES today because ES has nice targets, bigger targets to target, right? Have a lot more up here. Let me make this easier on myself. We're only 3 days into this month. It is, we have a lot of news this week. All right. So definitely be careful. We have job openings in like 20 minutes. I low-key want to wait for that, but if I do get a setup, you know, a picture perfect setup that's just a no-brainer. I will take it, but I'm not gonna force anything because we do have job openings here at 10 a.m. So I do want to see what that kind of does. So probably have to be patient until then, but we'll see. If the market forms something that we can take, we'll take it. All right, but we have a lot of news this week, especially on Friday, right? NFP, again, it's that time of the month. It is a new month, so you guys know, first week of every month we're gonna have NFP, and then next week we're probably gonna have CPI and PPI. All right, let's see. US 30 is not really caring about anything here, honestly, and I love that. Only problem that I have with US 30 is that we're right near the previous day highs. We have a nice 5-minute gap here, but we do have liquidity right here too. So here's what we'll do. We're probably gonna get a reaction here, depending on how we just come up here. We'll probably just take a buy from this, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna let it move. I'm gonna let it move. Literally have liquidity right there. Higher time frame, I am bullish on this. You guys can see here, we came and we filled this daily imbalance / gap, and look at these wicks. All right, just look at all these rejections, all these wicks here. You zoom in, you can see we are sweeping liquidity here, right? This was the main sweep right there, and then prior, well, after that, we swept here again on Monday, and we had a nice bullish impulse towards the upside. After that, see here, we swept Asian lows and we've been pushing higher. So I do think we can potentially just keep going higher past these highs, but we still got to respect liquidity. Okay, so I want to see once we do take out these highs, if we get a quick reaction back to the downside, maybe a mitigation, and then we push. If not, let's say we just keep pushing, I'll probably just find a way to follow this momentum here. We'll see, but we are pushing nicely, which is exactly what I love to see. So we got the sweep today. So far, US 30 is the best setup since we actually have a gap here. Look at something real quick. How much contracts are we looking at today? We're looking at about 7.5 if we were to take an aggressive trade. 1-to-1 would be around the imbalance, which is okay. Risk to reward wise, 1-to-2 to fill the imbalance. I really want my target to be inside of this imbalance, so we're looking at about 7 contracts too. I like NAS. Like NAS or yes. Especially NAS. I'll say especially NAS since we already swept the highs. Yep, since we already swept the highs. Let me delete that. I'll wait for that. And we have a nice gap up here. ES has a lot, multiple more gaps still. Finally moving lower here. Yeah, looks like NAS is gonna probably be the one I'm taking, honestly. Covering this gap, of course. Maybe right here. Got a 1-to-1. The 2 would be over here. I have to reconnect. Hold on, guys. Let me see something real quick. It's making me reconnect. All right, give me one second. I'm gonna take this off the screen real quick so I can put this in. Okay, there we go. I just started this futures 50K challenge yesterday. I'm gonna try to pass it by the end of this week. We took a break-even trade yesterday, so we lost like $20. That trade ended up being a take profit, but market was just ugly yesterday. It was just moving slow as hell. If you're in the Discord, you know exactly what trade I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna take NAS today. We're gonna long NAS. Could long US32. We're actually rejecting off the gap on US30. Looks a lot better. We'll see. Yeah, we could really take either one of these. honestly. But I like the fact that NASA already gave the liquidation. So we're gonna do that one instead. Hold on. So nobody took anything today. Nobody's in the trade. All right. This is what we're gonna do. If we break this high right here, stop loss at this low, it's gonna be about 3 contracts. We're gonna target this gap right here. If we come back to that high. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Thank you. Stop losses. Not correctly. Thank you. Definitely need y'all to fix my entry here. This is insane. 500. I have to target a little bit more. Boom. You weren't supposed to buy right there. It was supposed to be a buy stop. It's insane. We're in though. Fuck it. It's all right. Got a nice rejection. Entry was definitely supposed to be here, but fuck it. We're in. What time is this candle close? In 1 minute? Yeah, we're good. Hold on just a minute. There goes the news. Earlier I was trying to see how I could modify this. I want to see the it's my first time actually using this on TradingView like this. I want to see if I can see like the parameters of the stop loss and TP after, but it won't let me. It won't let me see it. Anyone that views TradingView, anyone that trades on TradingView like this, you know how to view like the actual like what's it called? Trying to see the dollar amounts here. Make sure it's correct. But yeah, so we chose NAS this morning. We're just gonna write it out and see what happens. So it's gonna be the one that we're gonna just choose for the day. ES looked okay at first. Now it's not looking that good. It looked okay, but NAS definitely looked like it was the better choice this morning, especially over US 30. You can just see what happened. We actually ended up canceling out our gap here. So that's US 30 for the day. We actually got an inversion. Actually, the inversion looks pretty nice. We didn't sweep. Did we? We swept these highs, but we didn't sweep. Just building a lot of liquidity. Got these highs here. We got these highs. We swept these highs, but Friday's highs is really the real deal here. Friday's highs is really what we need. But I mean, we did sweep previous day highs right here, which was Monday. Got a nice inversion here, 5-minute inversion, and then we came here. We got a nice rejection off this 5-minute right here. So looks nice, but NAS was definitely the better one today, as you can see. Currencies, I haven't taken anything on currencies in like the last 2 weeks, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. The last trade that I took on currencies was probably, let me show you, bro. Last trade that I took on currencies, I think it was a loss on you, Chef. I took a break from currencies for a little bit, honestly. A lot of the pairs that I usually look at, like AU and GU, has been kind of just ugly to me. I don't know if you guys are seeing it too, but they're just kind of just been ugly to me. Like AU especially. GU, I really like GU. GU has not been mitigating and giving me my prime setups. This is like my favorite pair. So I kind of took a break from currencies. Is there anything particular you want me to look at? I did share out UCAD. UCAD was pretty nice, right? We talked about UCAD last week, about this area here. So, I mean, if you were here in the live call on that Thursday and you took this sell, it was pretty nice sell. I didn't take it though. I haven't been trading currencies. I've been really focused just trading futures at the moment. They've been benefiting me a lot more than currencies, so I put more focus into that right now. Yeah, if you have something specific you want me to look at, bro, please let me know. I'll check it out for you. I'm gonna find the right tab for this. Currently trading UJ seems clean. All right, we'll get into UJ. I got you, bro. Hold on, let me edit this because this is incorrect. It's actually gonna give us a 1 to 3. We don't need a 1 to 3 here. We don't want a 2. I think our contract size. Yeah, this is supposed to be 4 contracts here. It took 3 contracts. Trading view, trading view, trading view. Okay. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to take the 1 to 3 then. I see what it means. That's fine. At a 1 to 2, well, 1 to 1 here. Off of this trade, 1 to 1.5. We'll do that half of where it's supposed to be at. We're gonna go break even. Make sure I put that there so I remember. I'll just leave it up here where it's supposed to go. All right, UJ. Okay, the XY seems pretty bullish. So, pretty bullish for the day. So most of the USD pairs are gonna move towards the upside. As far as clean, I wouldn't say it's clean as in price action. Structure wise, looks okay, but I wouldn't say this is clean. We're only moving higher today because the dollar is going higher. But as far as like setup wise, bro, what we have? We have a nice sweep. We have a push, filling in balance. Nice accumulation here. Pretty nice. Even though it's during Asian session here. Filled. Yeah, we're moving higher, right? That's pretty clean. But as far as like setup wise, I think we're only moving higher not because of a setup, but because the XY and dollar is pushing. So you're gonna see UJ, you're gonna see UChef, you're gonna see UCAD. All of these are gonna push higher because of the dollar. So I would say that's the main reason why UJ is moving right now. Even GJ is going higher. I say GJ is a lot cleaner than UJ to me, right? You can see on GJ, we're still respecting structure here, right? We're still respecting here. We came back into the 71 here. We tapped, we got a nice accumulation. Now we came back into this huge accumulation here, and you can see now we're rejecting it. And even then on GJ this morning, we swept the lows. Look at that. So this is a way better, cleaner setup, I would say. Here we swept the Asian lows. We got a nice push towards the upside, right? If you didn't get this during London session, and I mean, if you're not in this, I would wait for a retracement. Wait for a retracement, depending on where we stop at though. I don't know where we're gonna stop at, but let's say we just stopped right here. You're gonna just draw your fibs and line it up with the 50%. That should be your next area, wherever we stop at. But yeah, I definitely prefer GJ over UJ, just based off the structure. It's cleaner. All right, now, Nas, let's lock in. Let's not play funny today. I really hope this market doesn't do what it did yesterday. Well, not this, but US 30. Yesterday on US 30, we got into like, where did we get into? We got in about right here, covering that gap right there. And this market just sat here all day. And then after, when the market closed, that's when it moved. So I'm really hoping that we don't do that today. That was just BS. I'm in NAS, bro. Klein, I'm in NAS. I didn't even, I'm gonna send this to the Discord. You guys should be in here, but I'm gonna send it just in case for those that's not in here. But that's what I'm in today. You took any trades today, Klein? I seen you messing around with indices a little bit. What are you seeing? What are you seeing on yeah, I was break even yesterday too. What are you seeing on CHFJPY? I'll just pull it up here. You're looking for a buy? Pretty sure it's underneath these lows, right? Did we accumulate on the lower time frame? Let's check. Let's go to the file. Oh, we did. I see exactly what you're looking at. It's a pretty nice accumulation. Really nice accumulation. I see exactly what you're looking at. Yeah, it's pretty good. Targeting Asian highs. Pretty good. What's up, Ambo? Did you take anything today? What trades are people in? Anybody in anything? Am I in the correct trade here? Are people in NAS? Are people buying NAS today? We need as much orders as possible. I'm glad we didn't pick US 30 today. Cello just got stopped out of NAS because he was trailing his stop loss. Come on, man. Gotta lock in on that one. Been partying too hard, bro. But yeah, so basically I'm gonna risk what I need 6% on this account. So this is an alpha futures account. Need 6%. Basically risking 1% per trade. So that'd be like 3 trades. If we win every single trade, that'd be like 3 trades. And we'll be passed with that. And then after that, I'm just gonna keep doing that and get another one. And then we're gonna copy trade them and copy trade them all right here on TradingView. I should have used TradingView a lot more. I wish it had like more brokers to connect though. That's if we win these trades, of course. That's the only thing. If we win these trades, of course, that'd be a smooth sell, smooth ride. The more that XPX pushes, the more that we'll see NAS push. US30 doesn't really matter. US30 is its own thing. Usually does its own thing. Like you'll have some days where US30 would just sit here all day while NAS and ES would just push. So US30 is really a wild card. But this is actually, ironically, this is actually my favorite one out of all of them. This has made me the most profits out of all of them. Some days it's good. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. So you're in a university, bro. It's hard to not party. Being in a university and trying to be a trader is literally some of the hardest things. You're praying on NZD USD. Hold on. Let me see. Tradeovate is not letting me pull it up. I probably have to go to futures. I'm surprised I don't even have it here. Praying? Why? Look bullish. I'm gonna delete these. It's old. All right, let me draw this structure out really quickly. We're on the 1 hour time frame. High to low. High right there. We broke out right here. Did we come back into 50%? Let's see. Yes, we did. Low to our new high. So that's our structure leg. You're bullish. Pretty sure you already have done this already. Yeah, you tapped into the 50%. Zoom into the lower time frame. Do we have an accumulation? Yes, we do. I would personally wait for this high to get broken though, and then you get in. But other than that, looks like a picture perfect setup, bro. We have a nice accumulation. We have the sweep of these lows right here. Yeah, we just need a break. We need to break out, confirm this accumulation. Yeah, looks pretty nice, bro. You're in discounted pricing. You're looking for an accumulation in discounted pricing. You're seeing the accumulation. Structure, you're following structure. Everything looks nice there. I try to stay away from Bitcoin as much as possible, bro. Not because I don't like it, but for the sake of my portfolio. Every time I look at Bitcoin, I think about my portfolio because any little move that Bitcoin makes drastically changes the crypto market. But we look pretty good on Bitcoin though, bro. Honestly, for a long term, we look pretty good. We've been reaccumulating towards the upside. We got this nice reaccumulation right here. We've pulled back. We have invalidated this high, which is very important because this was a distribution of sellers. This was just people taking profits from us hitting 100K. And now we have invalidated those selling orders. And we've accumulated again. We came back into discounted pricing here. So based on our legs from this low to this high is our recent major leg. We got to pull back. I'm pretty sure we made it back into 50%. Let me delete this here. But I'm pretty sure we made it back into 50%. Yeah, made it back into 50%. We got a nice retracement. And since then we've been pushing, but now we've made a new high. So now that we've made a new high, understand that the market might sit here and do this exact same thing. This exact same thing that we did, we could potentially sit here and do that again. Probably on a smaller scale and then get a little retracement before we push again, right? So just understand that can happen. That's what you want to see happen, honestly. Like I said, the more that you see this market just pump, the more that it's going to crash, okay? So it's better that we get this like just steady, slow movement towards the upside. That way we can maintain this movement. We don't want Bitcoin to just be pumping and dumping, right? That's exactly what happened here, where we pumped and then we dumped, and then we pumped again and then we dumped, right? We don't want to see that anymore. We want to see steady movement towards the upside. So overall bullish, everything looks good. It's just right now we could see a little retracement, at least back to 100K, at least. That's what I would expect. Please, not another one of these days. Please. All right, so I mean, if you're not at anything yet, I'm not gonna be taking this, but this is another setup here that I am seeing that is forming. We came back into a 1 hour gap. Boop, right there, pretty nice. We're mitigating a 1 hour gap here. We're getting an inversion. Hurry up. We're getting an inversion right here. Boom. That 1 minute inversion. Boom. And then the market created a bullish gap here. Boom. We haven't tapped into it yet. So you can do one of two things, right? It looks like we almost came into it, so it looks like we're gonna miss it. You're gonna have to take a momentum trade. It's too late. It is too late. You're gonna have to take a momentum trade. This would be a nice example of a momentum trade if I was trading US 30 this morning. Simply, we tapped off this gap right here, right? You can see we're getting bearish gaps to the downside. We got a 1 minute inversion, which means we just invalidated it. And then we create a bullish gap getting into a 1 minute inversion. So two ways you could have took this is you could have just waited for the market to tap into here and then break that high. And you take your entry covering this low. Or if you want to be aggressive, you could have took a momentum trade. And basically all you do is just take the trade after we close above this high. So once this candle closes, you want to take that aggressive entry, you just boop, place your entry, stop loss goes beneath the low. And we have liquidity here to target for at least the 1-to-1. Then you can go break even, and then you can target this larger 1 hour here. That'd be an example of a trade that I would have taken if I wasn't already in a trade, but I'm already in a trade. So that's that. And then look at this. We just gave another setup here. Just gave another setup here on XPX. No inversions though. Well, 1 minute inversions, but we're looking for 5 minute inversions. But pretty nice fill here off of this gap. Market's already bullish. I need NQ to react the same way that ES is reacting. We need that same push. But yeah, pretty good right here. You just wait till this candle closes, stop loss and go underneath here. Honestly, I would choose US 30 over ES though. Honestly, since this setup is a lot better because we're mitigating a 1 hour gap and we're rejecting off of it, right? That's going to give us momentum to push away from this area and to target the highs right here. It's just, you have to understand the setup here is a lot better. This is why I shuffled through all three of these to kind of see which one has like the best setup with the most confluences. So in that case right there, between these two, I would have chose US 30. You can kind of see the momentum now. So if he would have entered that trade where we talked about it over here, you would have already been in profit, and then your 1-to-1 would have been here, and you would have just went break even right here. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I did choose the wrong one. Maybe I should have just stuck with my precious US 30. So 15-minute candle close. Yeah, that would have definitely been a nice entry. Yep, we're just gonna have to sit around and just wait. This might be a long day. I don't think we have any other news today either. Pow. That's on Monday. Nah. Okay. Let's delete this then. Nvidia all-time high this week, please. That'd be great. Apple is still kind of looking kind of crappy. We're still at the 71 here too on Salesforce. Anybody into anything else currency wise? Look at GJ, man. This market is exploding. Quick snapshot of this real quick. the more that these other ones move higher, the more that we'll see NAS move higher. They all move in the same direction, they just move different. So as long as these going higher too, NAS will eventually go higher, hopefully. Especially ES. ES has a lot more that it could go to. We've already reached the gap, already swept the liquidity here. Hopefully we can make it up here. It's not a lot this week. I'm not gonna lie to you. The way this week started, it hasn't seemed like we've been having a lot of volume this week so far. It is an FP, so I understand. But still, it's crazy. The market opened like where? It's like right here. And I think we barely moved like a couple ticks away from that market open. 225. Yep, this is it, guys. This is trading. Just sitting around waiting for candlesticks to close. Especially if you've been trading for a while too. You just kind of get just used to it. Some people, when they're in trades, they'll probably like hop on the game or something, or they'll play a game or whatever the case may be. Especially like when you have a strategy that you trust, that's what you should be doing. So you don't let your emotions get to you. I mean, I'm not gonna alter this trade no matter what, but still, just for like some people that's like, you know, kind of struggling with that, with emotions and stuff like that. But I think it also like gets to a point where like you make so many mistakes, and it's literally the best way to become like a good trader. You just have to start trading. Not even demo account. You could do demo accounts, but like live accounts, like you could just start with a little bit of money. It doesn't have to be that much. It could be like $50, $100, but you just got to get yourself in the live environment. Get yourself risking money, because when you start losing that money, you start making mistakes. Those stick a lot more than you trading demo accounts. You lose like $10 on a, you lose like $10 of your money is different than you just losing money on a demo account, right? Because you know that $10 is your money that you worked for. So you're gonna pay attention to when you do take a loss or when you do make mistakes, because you know you're gonna lose money from that, your own money from that. So yeah, get yourself into the live environment and just try to practice as much as possible. That's gonna speed up process a lot faster. You're gonna learn your lessons a lot faster that way. But yeah, please let me know if you guys have any questions or anything like that, because I mean, like I said, this is so far the only trade that we're in. and it's gonna be on NQ. The only way we'll get into another trade is if we get stopped out, or if we can go break even and we can find something better. But at the moment, this is it. We're already risking 1%. I can only lose 2% in a day. So if I do lose that trade, I'm able to take another trade if another opportunity presents itself. But for the moment, we're kind of just chilling in that one. Hopefully we just straggle our way. We'll see what happens. But yeah, for the meantime, guys, I'm gonna be chilling here. If you have any questions, I'll be looking at the chat. If you have any questions, just let me know. Forex, crypto, doesn't matter. What a nice reaction. Expecting the inversion. I think we're finally seeing some movement. Video opened up very aggressive. I see why. Maybe we can come for these highs. Maybe. I'm gonna do a quick market analysis for you guys real quick while those are just doing whatever they're doing. And then as we're doing this market analysis, you guys can ask me questions. And then after that, we'll do a last checkup on those. Nice sweep. All right, so EU is bullish. All right, EU is bullish, order flow is bullish. Let me just delete these real quick. That was the demand zone that I was looking for the market to get into. And you see we missed it by like a pip. Order flow is bullish from here. Let me see if this pulled back enough. Broke this high, this didn't pull back. Okay, that pulled back. Get this out of here. Boom. We have this high here. Break the structure. Have that low. All right, so there's our latest order flow leg. High, low, to our new high. Okay. Draw the fibs out of that one. Discounted pricing is going to be down here. It's going to be your most optimal area to look for longs. And honestly, this 4-hour candle here is pretty good for a demand zone. Have a sweep of liquidity right here. Oh, pretty nice sweep. Just that down there. Then we got a rally that broke the high. Fix that. Boom. So that's going to be your most optimal area at the moment to buy the market right here. If not there, you're going to wait for the market to go past this. And what you can do when we do invalidate this, you can look for shorts into down here. And down here, you're basically going to wait for the market to prove to you that it wants to go higher. Seeing this, you want to see a change of character. So as the market goes lower, if it gets down here, it's creating that structure. You want to wait until we invalidate that structure that creates that change of character. Once we do that, you can look for your buying opportunities. Of course, up here and all throughout here was the best areas to sell into discount. And then overall, like I said, this market is bullish. So overall, if you are looking for longs and you're swinging this high is going to be a long target. Structure is bullish. Order flow is currently bullish. Bullish market. GU is literally the same. Like that. Literally, we've been just pushing higher. Structure is bullish. Order flow is bullish. This is just a bullish market. I've been trying to buy this market. It's just not coming down to the demand zones. What do we have? Character. Okay. Honestly, I like this accumulation here. So we have an accumulation right here. We swept these lows. Asian lows are swept. That'll be our break of structure. There's two ways you can do this. If you know how to trade accumulations, you can follow this market cycle. All right, we have an accumulation here. We have the mitigation of that accumulation. Boop. What you can do here, if you want to take an aggressive entry, you take an aggressive entry on here. On the 15-minute time frame, you could do one or two things. You could either just wait inside of here on the 1-minute time frame, right? Look for a lower time frame confirmation, which would just be like a 3-drive move, something like that. A break of this high, you take that entry and you target Asian highs. If you want to take a safe entry, a more long term, you wait for the market to break this highs. And you're gonna put your limit order at this area somewhere over here. Whatever candle, whatever order block is left. That'll be like a safe, like long-term type of entry you could take. But inside this area here, you can look for an aggressive kind of scalp to take this higher. If we break that low, I would sell this. Targeting these lows, targeting that low. AU is disgustingly ugly. We've been ranging, so I don't want to do anything in AU. I wouldn't do anything in AU. Now you guys could, do whatever you want here, but I'm not looking for anything in AU. UCAD bearish. Look for shorts. We've been selling off ever since we reached this imbalance here. We've been selling off. We tap into this demand zone, selling off again. This morning here, we have created another setup. We have a nice distribution here. We rated Asian highs. If you're trading London session, like, you're literally getting easy entries here. You got distribution up here. You have the mitigation here of the distribution. The market is selling off. If you didn't get into anything yet, the same thing that we were doing on GU, you can do here. This will be your current supply zone on the lower time frame. Wait for the market to get back into here. Look for shorts, sell the market lower, targeting new lows. Now, if the market just completely dumps, we go lower, you can set a limit order up here. Wherever you set that limit order, make sure your stop loss is covering this high. So that's the only major thing here. If we don't get a trade, you can set your limit order somewhere up here, stop loss covering this high, let the market come back, we should sell off. It's literally going to be the same setup that's up here. You guys can see it's the same thing. We rated Asian session highs, we got distribution, we push lower. We're doing the same thing here. Rating Asian session highs, we got a distribution, we're pushing lower. Okay. UCAT looks to be like the best setup so far though. UCHEF, I would wait until we pull back some more in the UCHEF because we're looking like we want to pull back. So at least over here at the 50, or maybe even that over here, like at the 71. But as far as like a setup right now, it's not as clean. It's a bearish market, so you should be looking for shorts, but we don't have the shorting opportunities just yet. But definitely, I would look for sells, right? Above the 50% here, inside of this kind of zone, you want to look for that change of character, right? Once we start invalidating lows, you take your shorts after that. USD/JPY, currently we're bullish, but if you're going to trade a JPY pair, I would suggest you trade GJ. GJ looks a lot better. It's a lot cleaner. The setup here is a lot cleaner. All right, the structure is a lot cleaner. We have bullish structure. We have bullish order flow. We're getting a nice accumulation here, and we got a nice accumulation today. You guys can see we rated Asian session lows. You guys see that I love Asian session, especially using it for liquidity. It's literally the easiest thing ever. What you can do here now, you have a 4-hour candle. That'll be your demand zone that rated Asian session lows. You can do one or two things. You could either wait for the market to come back, take your trade from here, take the market higher. All right, this is a nice impulsive move after manipulation, pretty clean. Yeah, that's pretty much the best thing you can do, unless you just want to buy the market in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, definitely look for buys here on GJ. I think that would be the cleanest one. CAD-J is not that clean to me. I like the accumulation. Let me see. CFF JPY. That was a scalp trade. Let's go to ACAD. ACAD is bearish. I'll tell you guys that. From high to low, I'll definitely look for shorts on ACAD. Kind of giving a nice bearish structure here. But as far as like the internal price action, I have a lot of liquidity above these highs. Be careful of that. GCAD. Yeah, CAD pairs. It's okay. eChef, I'm pretty sure this market is ranging. But yeah, I would say GJ, UCAD, GU, EU are literally like the best at the moment. Gold too. If you're looking at gold is good too. All right, we've tapped into the 71 here. We swept these lows. We got another push. Here's your current demand zone. You can wait until gold makes its way back in here, or you could wait for us to get another impulse breaking this high. Look for a reaction, take this higher. Right, it really depends on how the market looks. I don't do signals, but somewhere, go to one of my videos. I'll actually just, yeah, let me send you the link here. Hold on. I think we got to go break even. Yeah, we have to go break even. All right. Let me send you the link to join. But basically under each video, there's a link. You can just join the Discord, bro. Free. Let me pull up this link for you real quick. Put my stop loss underneath this though. Hold on, bro. I'm just gonna break even all these real quick. Which one are you talking about? You're talking about this trade right here? I'll explain that in a second. Okay, there you go. I think this is correct. I don't know why, but this won't just let me copy the link. YouTube just won't let me just copy. I don't know why. It's being weird. But I got you, bro. So now I know a lot of people trade gaps differently. This is a long link, bro. This is a crazy link. I'm gonna just create a new link for you, bro. You can just join through that. Cause I don't know why it's being difficult. But I know a lot of people trade gaps differently. Let's create an invite for you, man. There you go. Just join through that, bro. Okay. Thank you. All right. I know a lot of people trade gaps differently. So I enter, the way I do my gaps, bro, I enter after rejection. I don't enter, I know a lot of people just set a limit order and they enter. And yes, I know that could definitely give you like a lot more winning trades. Like, let's say if I would just enter off the gap, stop loss here, my 1 or 2 would have hit like right here, right? Great, amazing. I don't care about that. I care more about confirmation more than just trying to get just a, you know, a sniper entry. So the thing about gaps, I've been trading for a while, and before like fair value gaps and everything like that got like popular, there were known as inefficiencies or imbalances, right? It's from smart money concepts, right? They're known as inefficiencies, imbalances. So these areas right here are not the end all be all, right? So I like gaps to take my entries, but the main thing that like kind of, you know, hones why I take these gaps is literally liquidity and structure. Okay, just kind of understanding where you are at in the market and just understanding if you're in discount, if you're in bullish. So I always wait for a rejection off of the gap. That's just me personally. Some people just take it a limit order right off the gap. That's great, you can do that as well, but me, I personally just wait for a rejection. I wait for since I'm taking a 5-minute gap, I wait for a 5-minute rejection candle that just closes outside of the gap. Sometimes it breaks the high, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, I just wait for that rejection. It's just better for me. I've been seeing a lot of success in it. I rarely take losses if I'm doing that off of those type of gaps. So that's just that. I don't like taking limit orders off of gaps, bro. I don't know. I see people doing that on like the 1 minute time frame, and that's great. That's great, but hey, if the market is gonna push in one direction, it's gonna push in one direction, bro. That's how I see it. If we're gonna go to a certain point, we're gonna get there. Yeah, it's just to add like a little extra layer of confirmation for me, right? I've seen it. I mean, I've seen times where like, you know, the market just reacts off the gaps and just takes off, and you can get a lot of easy 1 to 2 entries, 1 to 3 entries off of that. And that's great, right? If I see that it becomes a problem, and I haven't seen that yet, because usually I'll hit my TP. If I see that it becomes a problem, like in the long run, then maybe depending on, I'll probably add some more confluence to where I can just take a limit order off the gap, depending on, you know, what the trade is, if I see that it becomes an issue. But it hasn't become an issue for me yet, so I've been doing it like that just to give me that extra layer of confirmation for my trades. And then sometimes I won't even take an entry off of the gap. I have 2 types of entries. I have a mitigation entry and I have a momentum entry. This case right here was a mitigation entry because we were near liquidity. But in some cases, this market would just push, right? When they open up, they'll just push. Let me see if I can find an example here recently. This might be one here, right here. This was a momentum entry. And simply what I did here, I just took my trade once we invalidated this gap here. So I took my trade like right here at this high. Stop loss was like right here at this high, and then stop loss was like underneath this low right here. Huge trade, but you see take profit hit anyways, right? So like I said, if the market's gonna go in direction, it's gonna go in direction. And you can see in this day right here, we didn't come back, we didn't tap any of these gaps. We left these gaps open for that whole day. So when I see the market is moving like that, and there's a certain cases where the market moves like this, the reason why I was comfortable to just take an entry like this is because we are rejecting off of a 1 hour gap here, and we're getting inversions, right? You can see the market opened up here. This dotted line is the market open, and you can see we're pushing bearish to the downside, and we're creating bearish fair value gaps. Now imagine if I was just taking limit orders off of these bearish gaps, right? Those would have been losses. Okay, so that's another reason why we kind of wait for those confirmations. But in this case right here, I was already bullish on this. I was already bullish on this trade. So as soon as I seen that we're invalidating these bearish gaps, I was comfortable just taking that aggressive momentum entry and just taking this higher for the rest of the day. But yeah, I definitely can hit TP a lot faster just by taking limit orders on that. That is something I'll probably add into my back test and seeing, depending on like what like the win to loss ratio is. But based on my back test and just doing this, it's been pretty good so far. So we'll see how that goes. I go break even at a 1-to-1 no matter what. Once I get to a 1-to-1, I go break even, bro. This target is a 1-to-3 RR because this was supposed to be our TP was actually supposed to be like right here. I only target 1-to-2s. Our TP was literally supposed to be right here, but when I was doing this, I'm just now using TradingView. I'm using TradingView's like order system and everything like that. I usually just use regular brokers or like Trade Locker, but I was trying to set this earlier and it was supposed to be a 4 contracts, but it was 3. I took 3 contracts instead, so I have to target a 1-to-3 to get the $1,000 that I need for this. I was actually supposed to take 4 contracts, but I executed. I meant to set a buy stop. But I ended up just market executing, and yeah, it had 3 contracts instead. Yeah, after a 1-to-1, break even. This is for indices and futures. Now, if I'm trading Forex after a 1, since I'm targeting on these, so on futures / indices, I'm only targeting a 1-to-2 RR, risking 1%, targeting 2%, right? Because I'm trading every day. Okay, most of the time I'm getting a trade every single day, so I don't need to go for like 1-to-4s, 1-to-5s on futures. Now on Forex, since I'm trading like probably every 2 to 3 days, these trades takes a lot longer. These setups take a lot longer. I'm risking 1%, targeting 3%. So when I get to a 1-to-2, that's when I'll go break even on Forex, right? On the regular pairs. When it comes to just indices here, after a 1-to-1, since I'm only targeting a 1-to-2, after a 1-to-1, I go fully break even. And then sometimes fully break even doesn't mean stop loss like above here. Like this right here is a good enough break even for me, right? Because sometimes you'll see this market, a lot of the times, any market, you'll see it come all the way back down towards your entry and then it'll take off, right? So anytime, I never fully just go break even unless the market is like right near my take profit, then okay. But like at a 1-to-1, I'll move my stop loss to like a considerable area to where I don't lose that much. Like I'm okay with losing, like this will probably lose me like $50. Whoop-de-doo. I'm okay with losing $50 versus $500. That is still technically break even to me. I know a lot of people, like their psychology is so messed up that any little loss that they see on the account for the day, they think it's a losing day. And then I'm gonna hold this until 2 o'clock. So depending, 2 o'clock is New York close. So depending on where we're at 2 o'clock, that'll determine whether I fully close the trade or if I just trail my stop loss. And if this market pulls all the way back, bro, so be it. We'll just come back and we trade tomorrow. I want to know where we reach up here. ES had a mitigation entry this morning too. ES, I would have taken it the same way. Since we're near liquidity, I need to mitigate this. So I would have took this where we have a rejection right here, probably up here at this high, stop loss at this low. Yeah, it would have been just break even here too, probably in a little bit would have been break even. US 30, we talked about US 30 earlier. This would have been a momentum trade. Since the market did not tap into the imbalance, we would have had to take this trade after the break of this high right here. So boom, take an entry right there, stop loss underneath this low. You had a 1 to 4. See now, US 30 definitely is a, like, you can see the take profit here is a lot quicker. So also it really depends on which market that I'm trading too. Since I trade all three of these, some of them will give me a 1 to 2 way faster than the other one. Since we were already in NAS, I'm not gonna jump into US 32, right? I'm gonna have too much risk on the table. This challenge account that I'm trading right now, I can't lose 4%, right? It's kind of very strict right now. I can't lose 4%, would have to make 6%. But I think all the futures challenges are like that. So I can't have too much risk on the table at one time. So I usually just try to risk 1% per trade. But yeah, this trade right here would have been definitely a lot faster take profit. That's another reason why I like US 30 more than the other two. Yep, that as well. There is a lot of volatility throughout the days. Well, some days. Yesterday wasn't the best volatility, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But I only trade like this. Where I'm strictly trading like off of gaps and things like this. I only do this on like indices or futures, like only these. I don't do this on like GU or EU. It's not the same. It's not the same volatility. You're not going to get the same reactions. Let me tell them to go break even real quick. But trust me, man, sometimes I do be thinking like, especially when I see these rejections off of these gaps, I do be like trying to think if I just took a limit order. But then I look at my trading plan and it doesn't say so. So I kind of just have to suppress those thoughts. But those thoughts definitely come up though. They definitely do. That's something I'm just gonna have to backtest and journal though. I need to get the results based on that to see if like the win rate is completely like better than what I'm doing now. If it is, we'll change it. But if it's not, then, or if it's exactly the same, I'd rather take the confirmation entry. If it's not that much different, when I test it, I'll see and I'll come back to you. I'll let you know. But if it's not that much different, then I'm just gonna take the I'm gonna keep taking the confirmation trades. Somebody use TradingView. How can I see the I want to see if I can get, I know I see the numbers here. I want to see if I can see the numbers with the stop and the take profit up here. I don't think you can do that, can you? I don't want to play around with it and accidentally close the position. Settings. Settings, trading. That's not it. Brackets and profits. This one right here. I seen it. Well, I will say I seen it when I was setting it. I did see it when I was setting it. Can you see it after or no? Like after the position is already set in. But I did see it when I was setting it. It should be correct. I'll play around with it more later and figure it out. But I did see it. Is that orders? Executions. I did see it when I was placing it. I just want to know, like, if I move this around like that, I wanted to kind of just see what adjustments. I'll probably have to just reset it or something. My precious US 30. This is the one that I was actually looking to trade today too. Ended up being really nice. Yeah, it's all right, bro. It's not a big deal. I'll look into it later. I don't want to mess around with it too much. I'll wait till after I'm out of the trade. ES looks good too. So yeah, we're gonna come up here. We're tapping into the gap over here on ES. Hopefully that doesn't give us too much resistance there, because we do have a nice gap up here that we could target. I can see us forming new highs this week. If you guys didn't know, on a daily time frame, we filled this gap right here. So first of all, we're tapping off of a daily gap over here. That's why we got this kind of just long wick and rejection back to the downside. And that led us down here into this gap here that we filled. As you can see, this long doji candle right there. Boom. And since then, we've been pushing higher after that. So I definitely think we can make a new high. Probably not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Thursday. If not, NFP will probably do it. Does anyone have any further questions? I'm gonna stop the live here shortly. Go get some breakfast while this is just running. Like I said, I am break even, so whatever happens, happens here. Yep. So if no one has any questions, I did post a link in here. If you would just want to join the Discord, you can just join through that link. You can ask me questions inside the Discord, or you could just message me on Instagram. All right. And that's pretty much it for this morning. That's literally NAS is the one that we got into. Hopefully we continue lower for the rest of the day. We still have a lot more time for New York session. We got like what, 2 hours and 30 minutes left of New York session. So we should have enough volatility to push up to our take profit. We'll see what happens. But that is pretty much it for me today. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys that were here the whole time. Appreciate you guys. And I will update the trade inside of the Discord for you guys that's in it with me. Okay. And peace out, guys. Thank you for joining in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, New York Open. We'll be locked in, ready to take another trade on one of these. All right. Peace out. Thank you guys for being here.